What's up, guys? Today we are taking a look at exercises for your chest, shoulders, and triceps while at home. So it's important to stay moving. Unless you're like my friend Pongo here, who is actually allergic to exercise. I don't think that's you. We do want to stay moving. Now, to do that, we will have to be a little bit creative. Last week we looked at the back, specifically rhomboids and your lats, and ways you can attack them, and a little bit of those back extensors as well. Back is a place where you have to be really creative at home, especially if you can't do a pull-up. Chest isn't so much of a problem. We all know about push-ups. We're not going to go through all the variations of push-ups because there's hundreds, so look them up as a way to mix things up. However, we will be looking at attacking your shoulders, attacking your triceps, and then also ways to replicate incline and decline presses, getting people that struggle doing 1 to 3 push-ups into a full push-up position, and ways to add things like pec fly into your home routine. So swipe and let's get it started. All right, so first things first, we need to know how to set up a push-up because this is the staple for chest exercises, whether it's you're at home, on the road, or wherever you might be. Make sure when you put those hands down that you stack your shoulders and chest straight over top. See a lot of people that get those hands out in front, that's gonna cause some damage to the shoulders. So hands are underneath, you're gonna let those elbows come slightly behind you, so a 45-degree angle. Grip the ground, squeeze the ground with your hands. You're gonna slowly lower your chest down and back up. Keeping that nice plank position is also going to help you develop a nice strong core. Of course, the variations here, you can turn those hands and really get those elbows in tight for a little bit more of a tricep focus, or you can get your hands wider and a new challenge of a wide grip push-up. If you can't do that, let's move on to the next video. So if you struggle to do more than, let's say, 5 push-ups on the ground, what I want you to do is move to an incline position. This is relatively low incline. We can actually use the edge of the couch or a countertop or a table. The higher you go, including even putting your hands on a wall, are gonna make things easier. So the higher you go up, the easier the exercise is gonna become. And the reason I like this, better than the knees, which are a fine option if you're just trying to move very quickly or you're outdoors and don't have a place to elevate your hands, but this allows you to get proper body position, to feel that full body tightness. So instead of going to the knees, get those hands elevated, get everything in the same position, hips tucked, core tight, and do that push-up right here. Again, this is gonna allow you to feel the exercise. If this is too low, move to something a little bit higher and work your way up to 10, 15, 20 reps. Once you can do 20, start lowering those hands, finding small, lower surfaces until eventually you can make it down to the floor for about 5 to 10. Okay guys, so we have our push-up in the bag now, and we want to figure out different ways to attack the chest. Now, outside of going close grip, wide grip on the floor, which are important, we know that we want to change the angle of attack. So even if you can do several push-ups on the floor, it's important sometimes to get that incline push-up in. So an incline push-up is gonna, almost be similar to a decline press. You're gonna be working more of that lower pec, and of course flip it around, and even though you're in a decline position, it's more like an incline press on a bench. Another important exercise for pec development is a pec fly or chest fly. We see these done often with dumbbells or on cable machines. However, stuck at home, we have to be a little bit creative. Now, if you had a suspension trainer like a TRX, pretty much all these movements can be done on that. I do think it's a wise investment, not sponsored by them or anything, but I just think, hey, look, if you're stuck at home or you have to do a quick home workout or even travel, it's a great tool to have for 50 to 100 bucks. But you have no equipment in your house, we have to figure out a way to get this thing done. So you could certainly take something heavy like some water jugs or whatever and lay down on your back and do that pec fly movement. But if you don't have that, or you just want to mix things up again, grab something like a magazine or even some toilet paper. We're going to put them under our hands, get into that push-up position, and go for the fly. There you go. All right, so for your triceps, there's a couple different things we can do. If we grab anything with some sort of weight to it, and of course I love backpacks, again, because you can change the weight as needed by loading it with books or taking something out. But of course, you can grab it and go overhead, pinching. Seriously, you're gonna sit right in the middle of this video, overhead like this. From there, if you wanna go for some kickbacks, grab the side or a handle, lean over, tuck that elbow tight, Keep this upper arm flat and kick back and down. Now, you can also, if you want to go no weight at all but still work on those triceps, we have our normal tricep push-up where those hands get tight and you squeeze the elbows, kind of military style push-up, it's often called. Of course, you can drop to your knees if needed, or I prefer for you to take it to the wall and get that full body tightness. We also have a skull crusher type push-up where instead of having your hands under your shoulders, you put your elbows under your shoulders, palms flat on the floor. From here, you're just going to kind of press those hands and rock up and back down, really working those triceps. And you can grab your couch as well, lay it back, lift up, scoot underneath. You're going to go for your skull crushers right here as well. Push-ups themselves will absolutely work on those delts in your shoulders, guys. However, if you want to add a different element to it, you can do what's called a blast-off push-up. It's one of my favorites. Hands are under the chest, just like you normally would. Nice, tall, plank position. From here, you're going to push those hips back. Notice the knee stay in the same place. The lower leg is parallel to the floor. Try to keep that the same way the whole time. Stay low here in the hips as you drop forward and then back out of it. You can get a little bit of quad action here as well if you really press out of it and keep those knees stable in the same position. We can go to a pike push-up, which kind of simulates an overhead press. So, of course, you could do a handstand push-up, flip your feet up on the wall if you like, but that's pretty advanced. So, for most people, this is going to be a good option. Walk those feet in, depending on your flexibility, and you're just going to come down and up. Let yourself rock up on those toes as well. All right, another option that we have here, something called a rocking horse push-up. So attacking the shoulders similarly to how we had in the pike, but this time with the knees bent. So kind of get into a squat position with your hands out. What you're going to do is go straight down, press up, and back down again. Rocking up and down, getting a little bit of that upper pec, but definitely feel it, especially in those anterior and medial delts. And finally, just because I want to make sure we don't miss anything, let's grab that backpack again and do some delt work. So overhead press will be fine here. If you come all the way down and up and back down. Of course, you could throw a broomstick in between this and really get wide if you like for a military press. Grabbing that handle, we can go out for regular flies here. You can come out to the front. And if you don't have a lot of weight, try this one. Just grab that bag or a book or anything straight out in front of you and just kind of steer that bus right here. See if you can go for 30 seconds to a minute. So there are a lot of ways here to continue to be creative. I want to see your ideas too. So throw them in your stories, tag me, let me see you work. I'll see you next time.